This is the PCSRA Radio Network and the Blue Hedgehog TV. We now interrupt your regular scheduled programming for the following sports special. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association and the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast, retransmission, or other dissemination, or the use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of this show without the express written consent of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association and the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated is prohibited. On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Welcome to the PCSRA Weekly Show's 2020 season. We're glad that you're with us to celebrate 10 years of the PCSRA, and we hope to see you every Monday and Tuesday here in the PCSRA Blue Hedgehog Studios in War Acres, Oklahoma. Today's PCSRA Weekly Show broadcast is brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecues, Harkins Theaters, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Now, in its 10th season with the call of today's PCSRA Weekly Show from the Blue Hedgehog Studios in War Acres, Oklahoma, here he is, the adorable Blue Hedgehog, the voice of the PCSRA. Here he is, Daniel Voiles. And hello and good evening and welcome here to the PCSRA Weekly Show here on the Blue Hedgehog TV. Daniel Voiles here in downtown Oklahoma City. Welcome to our amazing weekly show on this eve of the Veterans Day. I had to think what I was trying to say here. So, welcome along. I'm currently in the middle of making a bed that is not mine, shockingly. Yeah, I need to actually turn on this lamp because I know I'm going to, plus I need to empty out the trash. So let me take my deal off so I can get the bed made as I hit the wrong button. Lay there. Alright, let me go ahead and get muted. And then okay, I'm going to do this. I'll delete this from earlier today. Alright. So, there we go. While I get ready to make the bed, yeah. One of our friends, which is Alex Trebek, sadly passed away at the age of 80. While I make the bed, please join me in a moment of silence to remember Alex Trebek. Thank you. As I am trying to figure out which part. Here's a corner. As I'm trying to make the bed. I'm probably going to fail miserably, but it's. And I suck at making the bed. Come on now. This bed's about to make me. Well, first of all, this chair is in the way, so I need to move it out of the way. Barnes and Noble. Get my keys. Oh, come on. Alright. So we're working on the bed. Can't even find the corner. Oh, well. Alright. Oh, dang. Dang it, I can't even make the bed. Oh, we're gonna have some issues. Barnes and Noble. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah. I'm not used to making people's beds that are not mine. I mean, I'm used to my bed, but not this bed. Okay, so I am really struggling trying to make this bed. I'm about to say, oh, screw it. I'll make it later, but not right this second.
Go look at the closet.
I'll worry about that. Hang on, my stuff's in the way. What do you? Let's move you there. That way you're out of harm's way. Come on. Screw it. I'm gonna make the bed later. Because I can't make it right now. I have a Do what?
I'm gonna get my guac. I'm gonna get my guac.
I got no comments, but thank you very
You
much.
can clean up there right now. I shoot you.
JJ.
Clean up it now.
JJ,
I'm gonna
please.
shoot you.
Go.
I got my gun ready.
JJ, can you please leave?
You better.
I'm trying to get this bed made.
You better clean it up. I'm gonna shoot you.
JJ.
Bang, 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 bang. Shoot. Wait a minute.
He's not letting me make the bed. Give me a second, guys. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. As I hit the wrong button. Congratulations, me. Oh, we got some people that are in the VC. I'll get to a couple of announcements real quickly. By the way, I'm glad it took out the headset plug so you didn't have to hear JJ, because he said the 5-letter word times 2. You just said it, bad cousin JJ. Few announcements I need to make before we get started. Hi, Sean. I fixed the problem, by the way, I told you in your DM I fixed the problem. It's because I had the deal muted, which I accidentally hit the mute button. So, yeah, that's why you couldn't hear the volume earlier. So, there you go. A few announcements. Anyway, laptop will be here. Got shipped off today. Whoop, whoop. It's supposed to be here between this Friday and next Thursday, so get excited about that if you know what I mean. So yeah, so Sean Art says yeah, but even though Sean Derp, I'll let it slide. Plus, Cody Smart also derped, if you didn't see the funny quote chat. But anyway, looking forward to see how things will go. I gotta get the pillows taken care of. I'll do that in a little bit. Or actually, I'll do that after the show. But anyway, with that being said, as looks like we have a full house here for the weekly show. How about that? IMSA podcast note will be rescheduled to tomorrow because it didn't have any audio, so I'm really sorry about that. So anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and introduce our amazing panelists for this evening's weekly show. Joining me for the PCSRA weekly show, wait a second. Okay, there we go. Joining me for the PCSRA weekly show, as we got that taken care of, is Great Lakes Nathan Orman, Zachary Taylor, and Cody Smart. I saw that one coming like 3,000 seconds away. Cody told me that would be your daughter, so blame that on Cody. I love you all, but anyway. By the way, OG&E, nice derp. How'd you go from 2,000 plus people without power to 831 customers still without power? I find that salting. Well, we'll talk about that in just a minute, so. By the way, can anybody hear me on the stream? If the stream is... Because I fixed the problem, Orman. It was my damn headset. Oh, thank God. So that means I gotta smack this headset in about 5 seconds for making me mute it, you stupid headset. But anyway. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so let's get into the PCSRA Weekly Show, kicking off as the boots deal need to go bye-bye. I can hear you. Oh, thank God. So anyway. Alright, so the top 10 results for DTM, starting with that one first. Nico Mueller won the race, Renee Rast second, Jamie Green third, Luke Duvall fourth, Jonathan Aberdeen finished fifth, Mike Rockenfeller sixth, Robert French seventh, Robert Kubica eighth, Philip Ing ninth, and Sheldon Vanderlyn completed the top 10. Race 2, Renee Rast wins the race and the championship. Congratulations to him. Nico Mueller second, Jamie Green third, Mike Rockenfeller fourth, Robert French 5th, Luke Duvall 6th, Jonathan Aberdeen 7th, Timo Glock 8th, Sheldon Vanderlyn 9th, Philip Ing completes the top 10. Then we go to Phoenix for championship weekend as we start with the Truck Series race, which was not a crazy wreck fest as we thought we saw, unlike Martinsville. Nothing happened in Stage 1. Zane Smith won Stage 1. Stage 2 was Common Clean. That was won by Brett Moffitt. First actual incident, Carson Hosevar cut a left rear tire down coming off turn number 2. As he came off turn 2, cut the tire down, truck got loose, he tried to save it, overcorrected into the safer barriers, did some pretty significant damage to the right rear of his truck. His race was done. And then Dawson Cram got spun by a lap car down the back straightaway, had a little bit of damage, but he did continue on his way. We had an overtime restart, which was crazy, as Sheldon Creed goes from 9th to 1st, takes the lead on the white flag. Nobody can stop Sheldon Creed, and Sheldon Creed pulled off the upset, getting his 5th win on the season, but also he is your 2020 NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoor Truck Series champion. Congratulations to everybody at GMS Racing. So the top 10 results for the truck race: Sheldon Creed won, Zane Smith second. He'll finish second in the points, by the way, because he was the Final Four member. Chandler Smith third, Chris Eckes fourth, Rafael Lazard fifth, so a great night for the Kyle Busch Motorsports drivers. Stuart Friesen sixth, the defending winner of the race, which was the defending winner. Ben Rhodes seventh, Tyler Ankrum finished 8th, Todd Gillen 9th, Brett Moffitt completes top 10. He'll finish 3rd in the standings. Grant Inver finished 13th. He will finish 4th in points. Moving to the Xfinity Series race for the Desert Diamond Casino West Valley 200, which was ran after the ARCA West race. First incident, Jeffrey Earnhardt had an incident down the back straightaway. Apparently didn't hit anything, but continued on. Then we had a competition yellow at lap 22 for teams to check tire wear. Then CJ McLaughlin, Donald Teague, the 61 of JJ Yaley, and the 5 of Matt Mills had an incident off turn number 2. Teague and McLaughlin were done for the night, along with Matt Mills. The 61 continued on, so that's good news there. Rest of stage 1 was common clean. That was won by Chase Briscoe. Then we had fluid coming from the back of Tommy Joe Martin's 44 car, which he was done for the night, so tough end to his season. Rest of stage 2 was common clean. That was won by Austin Cindric. Then Joe Graff Jr. spun in turn number 3. He continued on, and then Chase Briscoe spun coming off of turn number 4. He continued on, but he was out of contention for the championship. And at the end of the day, it was Austin Cindric who held off a hard-charging pack as he claims the win at Phoenix and becomes your 2020 NASCAR Xfinity Series champion. So the top 10 results for the Xfinity Series race was Austin Cindric the winner, Noah Gragson second, Brandon Jones third, Michael Annett fourth, Justin Allgaier fifth. He'll finish second in points. Harrison Burton 6th, Ross Chastain 7th, Justin Haley and Chase Briscoe finished 8th and 9th. Jeremy Clements completed the top 10. Haley finishes 3rd in points. Chase Briscoe finishes 4th in points. Then we go to the Cup Series race for the season finale 500, which should have been like, I don't know what race name they should have come up with, but they should have came up with one anyway. So, competition yellow we had at lap 30. Rest of stage 1 was common clean. That was won by Joey Logano. The only incident in stage number 2 was the 53 of James Davidson. Cut a right front tire down. He brushes the wall. And in turn number 2, that brought out a yellow. Rest of stage 2 was common clean. Keselowski held off Chase Elliott to win stage 2. But nothing else happened in stage 3. And at the end of the day, as you can tell from our thumbnail, Chase Elliott pulled off the biggest upset, getting his 5th win on the season, his first Cup title, as he pulled a 1988 all over again, of joining the Lakers and the Dodgers, winning a championship, and then Elliott winning a title. It's Hendrick's 263rd win, which are now 37 wins away from the magic number of 300. And it's the first time Hendrick won a championship since Jimmy Johnson did it 4 years ago. And it's the 13th championship for Hendrick Motorsports. Something else I forgot to mention. This is also the first championship for Hendrick Motorsports since switching from the Chevy SS to the Chevy Camaro back 2 years ago. The top 10 results for the Cup race was Chase Elliott, the champion and winner, Brian Keselowski second, Joey Logano third, Denny Hamlin finished fourth, so they finished 1, 2, 3, 4 in the running order and the final standings. Jimmy Johnson in his final race as a full-time driver in NASCAR gets a top 5 and 5th. Ryan Blaney 6th. Kevin Harvick, who just recently got eliminated last week at Martinsville, got 7th. Matt DiBenedetto 8th. William Byron 9th. Truex Jr. completes the top 10. Truex Jr. was another one of those drivers who was recently eliminated. As hang on a second. Sorry, my cousin opened the door. I don't know why. But anyway, so now I turn over to the panelists, and I ask you guys this amazing question, and that is, what were your thoughts on Germany, and what were your thoughts on Phoenix? I will start with Zachary Taylor. Not only that, we also say goodbye to Germain Racing, Chris Savoda, and also Levine Family Racing. So we wish those employees who are now looking for jobs next year the best of luck wherever they go. Nathan Orman, your turn. Oh, yeah. Well, we didn't hear you because of the fact I had the audio issue because it was muted, you darp. Yep. Alright, Cody, it's your turn since we haven't heard from you all day, other than the chat, so.
Yeah, so basically speaking, I didn't watch the PCSRA, so I absolutely know nothing about that. I didn't watch the Chuck Xfinity race because I was busy doing a game live stream this weekend.
Fully clothed.
It was the race I actually watched, and it was pretty much boring. It was pretty much very boring. I expected it to be pretty boring, and my expectations were met. This is why they should have went to Kentucky, not Phoenix. But I'm very glad, though, that there was some chaotic endings for Xfinity and Truck, even though I didn't watch those races. So clearly I'd rate those better than the Cup race when we get to that.
Yeah. Speaking of rating, what would you guys... I know Orman told me he rated like a 7 for like DTM and NASCAR. What would you guys... What would you guys rate it? Taylor, I'll start with you.
I'm gonna say 9 out of 10.
Alright. Cody, what would you rate the Cup race at Phoenix, since that was the only race you watched?
Yeah, because to be honest, the Truck race I probably would have rated 9 out of 10. Xfinity race I would have rated probably 8 or 8.5 out of 10. For Cup, I would say probably 6.5 out of 10.
Nice try, too. For those that didn't hear my rating for the races, as I was saying, DTM I gave it a 7. Trucks and Xfinity I gave it a 7. The Cup race I gave it a 6 because, well, yes, Chase Elliott won the title, as I said earlier, even though you guys didn't hear me. Yes, I mean, Chase Elliott won the title, but nothing else really happened other than the Rick Ware Racing caution, if you ask me. That's the only thing that happened in that race. So. Yes, especially they caught. I'm surprised it was only one car that caused the wreck, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Yeah, definitely. So. Yes, they do. So let's get right into the top story news. Let's start with the schedule change. The schedule came out for Formula 3, Formula 2, and Formula 1. And Ormy and I were just discussing this. Barring a contract situation for Formula 3, Spain will be the first race of the season. Then we go to Circuit Paul Ricard in France. That'll be the second race. Then Spielberg for Formula 3. Budapest for the Hungaroring for round 4. Spa for race 5. And then the two new venues will be Zandvoort in the Netherlands and Coda for the weekend of the United States Grand Prix. So, Orman's already told me about his thoughts on it. What are your thoughts on it, Zachary Taylor and Cody Smart? I'll start with Taylor. Figures, Jamie Pintor, and how are you doing, buddy? He says he got a Mountain Dew frostbite and his cheeseburger is good. Okay, continue, Taylor. Yep. What about you, Cody? Because I showed you the schedule. What about you, Cody, on the Formula 3 schedule?
Yeah, the Formula 3 and Formula 2, how their schedules look different can be very, very interesting, if I want to be honest with you, only because the tracks are, like, completely different. So, how can you exchange experience from Formula 3 to Formula 2? You don't know at all.
Yeah.
Like, you can throw that experience out the window until you get to Formula 1, which would make it a whole new challenge.
Yeah.
So, okay, I can approve a new challenge. Let's try that out. And about the major schedule change, I'll say two things, since I want to make this go by quick, because I need to leave in 45 minutes.
Cool.
First thing I want to know, the Dutch Grand Prix being later, I remember when the W Series ended over there for their season, because that's what happened. It was either there or the UK in 2019. So, I really think if they're setting that up, then this could be interesting to see championship weekends all go on different weekends as well. I mean, the W Series one weekend, Formula 3 and the other weekend in the USA, Formula 2, or I believe it's Brazil, if I'm correct, and then Abu Dhabi as usual for F1, so. Oh, it's not them, it's Saudi Arabia. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught myself, so I didn't dark.
Yeah. Speaking.
And one more note I want to add.
Yeah.
I intended to add, with Vietnam out of the schedule, there's one track I think they can appropriately replace this with. It's a track that Danny said that the last time they raced there was 3 years ago, and that's Malaysia. So, I'm thinking they need to put the Malaysian Grand Prix back on the schedule so they don't have to make an early trip to Europe.
Yeah. Alright, so let's, speaking of Formula 2, since Cody's already given his thoughts on the Formula 2 and F1 schedule, I want Taylor's opinion on this one. So, F2, they will start in Bahrain, which is the second race for F1. Then they have a month off until, almost an entire month off until we go to Monaco. Now, I mentioned this, even though you guys didn't hear me on this. The date is a lot different for Monaco than what we've seen back in the day. Because Monaco is all technically on the May holiday, which is with IndyCar and NASCAR. Next year, that is not going to be the case. It will be a week before the Indianapolis 500 and the Coke 600. Then they go to Baku, then they go to Silverstone, Monza, Sochi, Jeddah, the new track in Saudi Arabia, and then they end the season in Yas Marina. So, basically what I'm saying is that Spain's off the calendar, and Orman and I were also talking about this, even though you didn't hear this. Spain's off the calendar. Spa is off the calendar. Trying to think. Hungaroring is off the calendar. What else? Do what, Orman? Spielberg, yes, thank you. Which is going to be weird that it's going to be only Formula 3 and F1 at Spielberg next year. It's really going to be weird, but France, the Paul Ricard, as I mentioned, not on the calendar. So, looking at this calendar, Taylor, what's your thoughts about Formula 2's calendar? Because this is really weird seeing no Spain, no France, no Austria, no Hungary, Spa, etc. What's your thoughts on that? Yep. And speaking of the F1 calendar, Ormy and Cody already told me about their thoughts. I want Taylor's thoughts on this. So this is the schedule for F1 next year. There's a couple of tracks that are subject to change, but we'll see. Australian Grand Prix back in Melbourne, then Bahrain, then China, and because Vietnam got taken off the calendar because of the COVID-19 deal and the unrest of the country of Vietnam, that race, the fourth race of the season, has yet to be determined what track we'll be going to. Spain will be the fifth race, barring if they can get a contract taken care of, because their contract expired this year at the end of the season. Monaco, as I mentioned, on May 23rd, which, by the way, gives them an extra week to get ready to go to Azerbaijan and Baku. Then we got Montreal, Paul Ricard in France, Spielberg in Austria, which is on that July holiday that I'm not supposed to say. The British Grand Prix at Silverstone, Hungary, Belgium. Here's where it gets interesting. Is they put the Netherlands in between Spa and Monza for the Italian GP. The other change you also notice is that instead of going to Singapore then Russia, we go to Russia then Singapore. So it's like flip-flop. And then we still go to the Japanese Grand Prix, COTA for the U.S. Grand Prix, Mexican GP at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, Brazil, not sure if it's going to be at the new track in Rio or Sao Paulo. It might be at Sao Paulo until the Rio track gets built. Then the street circuit that's on the calendar, which is Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, which will be a night race if you didn't know that. And then we end the season at Abu Dhabi. So what's your thoughts on the schedule, Taylor, for F1? Yeah. Who in the world's making that noise? Oh. Figures! But continue, Taylor. Yeah. Yeah, this year we had 22 races. Next year we're going to have 23. Yes, hi in the chat. Says Great Lakes. Alright, next topic we need to address. Ryan Walkinshaw, the Andretti United boss in Australia, believes Holden fans will find it relatively easy to support Chevrolet when the brand joins the Supercar Championship in 2022. That's good news there. Here's the other thing, Taylor, Ormy, and Cody, you need to mention about this, is that the United States Grand Prix not only is going to have Formula 3, it's going to have the W Series, it's also, of course, F1's going to be there, so it's going to be like a triple header weekend at COTA, something you normally don't see at Circuit of the Americas. And the W Series. All at COTA. Can you imagine that weekend? Holy cow. Yep, joining the others that have been a part, that have raced at COTA, so. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, Elio Castroneves is returning to IndyCar, this time joining with Mike Meyershank Racing in 2021. That's the big shocker that nobody saw coming. Yeah. Next topic, from Adam Stern. Colleague Racing owner Matt Colleague is already in the market looking for a charter for 2022 per sources. Colleague told SBG, while we're already keeping our eyes and ears open for a possible purchase of a charter for 2022, our main priority right now is 2021, end quote. Thoughts on that one, guys? Yeah, this time with Justin Haley, possibly, but we'll never know. Sorry, I was getting the pillows. This happened earlier today, and I want to thank Sean Art for putting this article out. NASCAR issued a indefinite suspension to Rayum Motorsports team owner Josh Rayum, as far as that's concerned. Here is why he got suspended indefinitely, because I found an article. This is from kickinthetires.com. By the way, I sent it to you, Orman, on Messenger in your DM. There's a sensitive policy in NASCAR. And what happened was Josh Rayum violated that sensitivity policy, which an insensitive anti-Semitic post on social media has led NASCAR to indefinitely suspend driver and team owner Josh Rayum. Rayum posted a photo of Squashika on social media platform. That image was apparently captured by the source and turned over to NASCAR. Per NASCAR rules, Rayum violated 12.8.1 and 12.8.1.e. NASCAR members shall not make or cause to be made public statements and or communication that criticizes, ridicules, or otherwise disparages another person based upon that person's race, color, creed, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, material status, religion, age, or handicap condition. Your thoughts on that? Because that's really interesting. I'll start with Taylor. What about you, Nathan Orman? Alright. What about you, Cody, about the Josh Rayum suspended indefinitely?
To make time go by a bit faster, I'm going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I bet this is something that nobody saw coming, if you know what I mean. So, I also want to mention it's a good thing NASCAR moved the Texas race to the first race of the third round instead of the second race of the third round. That way, people can make the trip to Austin in time to watch the United States Grand Prix. So, thank goodness we won't have a headache on that one as far as that's concerned. So, that is it, I believe, for the top story news. So, moving on over to, as I get back to my agenda, discuss, do we have any NR news? Anyone has NR news? Anyone? Anyone? First roll? Anyone? Other than my news I said on my update stream. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Nathan Orman cooking a duck fully clothed. I guess that would be a no. Oh, here we go again. Alright. So now, let's look ahead. Normally, we would have our final thoughts on the NASCAR season, but we're all saving that for the big finale. Let's preview the Turkish Grand Prix. For the first time since 2011, the Turkish Grand Prix is back on the calendar. Now, this is the first race with the 2019 tires that we have. So, my question to you, global people, is that what do you think we're going to see at the Turkish Grand Prix with this 2019 tire compound? Do you think it's going to be interesting racing? Do you think it's going to be exciting? Or do you think it's going to be tire management? Because it's 58 laps and it's counterclockwise. So what do you think we're going to see at the Turkish GP? Alright, Zachary Taylor. Yeah. Alright. I guess Cody would absolutely agree with you on what you said, Taylor. Want to correct you, Taylor. It's actually 9 years because it's 2020, not 8. So, just letting you know. The defending winner of the race is Sebastian Vettel, but of course he's driving for Ferrari. So, Lewis Hamilton won in 2010. 2009 was Jenson Button. 2008 to 2006 was Felipe Massa for Ferrari, and Kimi Räikkönen won the inaugural Turkish Grand Prix back in 2005. Of course, all those races have taken place at the Istanbul Park in Turkey. So with that said, let's make our predictions. This is the only race we have this weekend for the deal, so that's good. For those of you that don't know how predictions go, driver to win, driver stay away from dark horse. Now, Lewis Hamilton has a chance to win the championship. So if he wins the championship on Sunday, everybody who picked Lewis Hamilton, right? Of course, Orman changed his pick at the last second, which I'll let that slide. I'll make an exception. If you want to change your pick before the championship is locked, then go right on ahead. You know, I'll make an exception. So non-title people, 1 point apiece. If you pick Lewis Hamilton wins the championship, it would be 1 point plus like 50 points. So just going to let you know that. Alright, normally I would go over the global standings, but I want to go over the final standings for NASCAR, and I'm going to go from bottom to top. So, finishing 13th with 514 points is Jonathan.
Hibbett. I think I said it right. If I butchered it, I'm sorry. Finishing 12th with 539 points, Greg Rutz. Finishing 11th, that did not make the playoffs, the non-playoff champion is Quentin Moore with 741 points. Finishing 10th with 1,420 points is David Heller. Great Lakes finishes 9th at 1,508 points. So, good job, Great Lakes. Brendan Rogers finishes 8th at 2,384 points. Finishing 7th is Cody Goforth at 2,416 points. Finishing 6th was Andrew Ramsey at 3,248 points. Kyle Langland will get 5th at 3,262 points. Now, the fight... I got it, Orman. I got it. Now, we had a tie. Let's start with the tie for 3rd between Zachary Taylor and Nathan Orman, who ended up with 4,067 points. The tiebreaker went to Winch, which they were both tied. The next tiebreaker went to the bonus point category, and because Zachary Taylor's ahead of Nathan Orman in the bonus point category, Zachary Taylor would win the tiebreaker. He would be 3rd. Nathan Orman would be 4th, so that's still not bad. And then Cody Smart and I ended up tied for the points lead, so we would be co-champions, but as Cody said, because he has more wins than me, he would ended up winning the tiebreaker on that one. So, but hey, at least I get a part of a co-champion, if you ask me. So, yes. Yeah, it ended up like a tie in 2011, except we had 2 ties and not 1 tie. Going to the global standings, going into this weekend's race at what? Even though I don't know if Sean Art's aware about this, I changed Cody's nickname to I'm Still a Cheater. Hi, Carl. How are you doing, mate? That was funny. I changed it to I'm Still a Cheater for Subsile's nickname. But anyway, getting not accepted, Cody. Anyway, going to the global standings, because this category has not been decided yet. After Germany, going into this weekend's race at Italy, Turkey, easy for me to say, coming out of Germany going to Turkey, Zachary Taylor has almost got 1,500 points. He's at 1,498 points. Cody Goforth is 2nd at 1,349 points. Don't look now, because Cody Smart is 3rd at 1,340 points. Yours truly is at 1,233 points. Brendan Rogers rounds out the top 5 at 1,126 points. Nathan Orman is 6th at 1,006 points. And then everybody else have only done predictions for IndyCar with the exception of Greg. So, gonna let you know that. Alright. I am going to, and I got everything all situated. So guess who's going first? Cody Smart gets the honorable mention of going first. Since I think you had to go somewhere in a little bit, so that's why you're the honorable mention of going first. So you get to go first, mister. Unless Taylor wants to save the points lead and pick Lewis Hamilton later on 3 days from now. I'm not surprised that you picked Hamilton.
as last year going into this year. For whatever odd reason, they do a pretty dang good job at not picking up points. So instead, I'm gonna pick somebody who has the capability of at least picking up some points in the freaking season. But let's face it, when you're about to be fired from Formula 1, you're probably not coming back. It'll probably be the end for you anyways, so it's almost like what I found a little bit earlier. Anybody do the flop, and everyone in that team is flopping. So, because of that fact, I'm gonna pick Roman Grosjean this, so I'm gonna stay away from.
This is, by the way, I just now, I was looking at my little stats here. This is actually the worst season for Haas since they joined F1 in 2016. Way worse than last year, because last year they scored 28 points. Ironically, they matched their car numbers last year in points. Let me pull up the constructors for this year, if you guys don't mind. F1 constructors coming into this race. Here it is. Yes, accept all. Thank you very much. Haas F1 has only scored 3 points this year. They've done worse this year than last year.
Wow.
Can you say that is not surprising? So, go ahead for your dark horse.
My dark horse, I'm gonna pick someone who is a bunch more reliable than Max Verstappen. Give me Valtteri Bottas.
Valtteri Bottas.
Yep, and here's the thing, not a roast for Taylor. Remember what Danny said at the start of Formula 1? Once you pick your champion, that prediction is locked in. That's from what I heard back in the Austrian Grand Prix.
Even though, yeah, it was back in Spielberg, but unless you change it at the last minute, then I'll make an exception, so. Alright.
Like, that's what happened a month ago, actually. Because I think
Yeah.
he changed his to Bottas, and Taylor kind of changed his to Leclerc right before he got eliminated.
Yeah.
So, Rick Taylor.
Alright, next up. The happiest Chase Elliott fan who got a t-shirt from his driver's fully clothed not with fairy tale wives, Mr. Nathan Orman. Yes, you did buy your driver's that t-shirt fully clothed and not with fairy tale wives, so good job for you. Go ahead. Yeah, we knew we're probably, we may or pick, I don't know who I'm gonna pick. Okay, hang on, let me make sure I spell it right, because I have the tendency of spelling his name wrong. I got it. I got it, Orman. Thank you to Google for helping me spell it right. No, I went the M capitalized, you derping grandpa. Okay, dark horse. Ooh. Danny Rigg. He's been on a podium streak of late, if you ask me. Yeah. Alright, Zachary Taylor, you're up. Hey, Taylor, just be glad this is the only race we get to do predictions, just FYI. So you're in luck. Oh! Oh, come on, phone. Why can I not spell people's names right? Are you joking me? ESTE. There, I got it. Okay. Dark Horse.
I think for my dark horse, I am going to say.
Oh. And your driver to win? Dear Lord. I said, dear Lord. Alright. So, I have Cody Goforth's picks, by the way. Yep, this is the only one before it's Brendan and I. For driver to win, he took Valtteri Bottas. Driver stay away from Lando Norris. Lewis Hamilton as the dark horse. Yep. Lando, I'm a little surprised somebody picked Lando Norris as the driver to stay away from. The dark horse. Alright. So now, it's my turn. But first, I gotta check. Oh. Oh, what is it with weird people following me? Wait, hang on a second. For some reason, there was a call going on in the president's chat. There we go. For some reason, there was a call still going on in the president's chat, and I had to go shut it up, so. I don't know why, but anyway. Anyway, it is time for my picks. Also Brendan, so. Okay, so I'm going to do it opposite. I'm going to do the opposite, and I am going to steal somebody's method, which I'm not going to say that person's name out loud. Oh, I also forgot to mention, there is no fans for the Turkish Grand Prix. I forgot to remind you all. Yeah. In 2 weeks, of course, we'll discuss about this week's upcoming events. So anyway, okay. So for the driver to win, I looked at the. Of course, I mentioned about the winners, and I feel like this is the time. I think it's going to be time for Lewis Hamilton to wrap up the 7th title. That way, it's over and done with. So, Lewis Hamilton, driver to win. Sorry, I had to steal that. However, I have a different driver to stay away from. To me, when I talk about... What, Grandma? Alright, give me a second. For the driver to stay away from, I thought about this driver because I looked at Sebastian Vettel. Of course, he's won at the Turkish Grand Prix, but he has a DNF in that collision with Mark Webber. Unfortunately, I'm going to take Sebastian Vettel as the driver to stay away from. As much as, for me, as much as I want to see Seb do well, I just don't think he's going to have the car to do well. The dark horse, I feel like this driver is going to be continuing his momentum and really show how good he is. I'm going to say Lando Norris as the dark horse. Alright. So, final thoughts, guys. Alright. Zachary Taylor.
Yeah. Wow. Most definitely, I think F1 will have a pretty interesting race coming up this weekend. So, who knows what we'll see in that race, but, yes, most definitely it was an incredible weekend at Phoenix, especially for a boy who wins the championship. So, yeah.
Alright, Cody Smart, your final thoughts.
Even though not watching the races this weekend, all I'm focusing on right now is the end of the Formula 1 and Formula 2 season and trying to wrap up Globo as well as wrap up the overall bonus points.
Yeah.
At this point, if I were to be honest, we have a pretty polarized position between the global standings and the overall standings. Like, me and Taylor in similar positions, but in different point standings, we seem to wrap it up, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we go, got this from Adam Stern. NBC earned a 1.87 rating, 3.063 million viewers for the finale, which is off from a 2.2 and 3.74 viewers at last year finale at Homestead. But it finished half its season flat in viewerships with 2.597 million viewers, so that's not bad. So, all right, I will see you guys in a little. I'll see you guys later on. So, all right, should be fun. As I will be right back. I'm gonna eat some dinner before I wrap up the show. So, be right back. And then we'll wrap up the broadcast. I got a message from Jordan Colt, one of my Buffalo Wild. filch. But everybody's saying nice motivational filch. Alright. As I am back, ready to wrap up the broadcast. So yeah. Alright, let's take a look at this week's upcoming events brought to you by Red Carpet Charter, the official charter company of the PCSRA. The Elijah Leonard Talk Show at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That will be on either be Friday or Saturday, so hope you guys are excited about that. So it should be exciting, and we look forward to some funny laughs and all that. That's a look at this week's upcoming events. As far as looking at this week's upcoming PCSRA Weekly Show events, by week next week, we will be back in 2 weeks on Tuesday, which, if I am correct, that would be on the 24th, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, as we'll recap the Turkish Grand Prix, get our thoughts from our amazing global panelists, take you through the top stories and all that good stuff, and we'll look ahead to back-to-back races at Bahrain. That will be a lot of fun. Of course, we have the Bahrain Grand Prix, and then we have the Sakir circuit in Bahrain, so it'll be 2 weeks in Bahrain, and then we will wrap the season up in Abu Dhabi. That will be a lot of fun. So 2 weeks, which will be the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, a time to be announced, and that will be a lot of fun. So hope you guys are looking forward to that. And that's a look at this week's upcoming PCSRA Weekly Show events, brought to you by Red Carpet Charter, the official charter company of the PCSRA. The Oklahoma Highway Safety Office is a proud partner of the PCSRA, and wants to remind everybody that drinking and driving is deadly and illegal. Together we can end DUI. Visit enduiok.com for more details. I want to thank our amazing crew today: Great Lakes, Cody Smart, Zachary Taylor, Nathan Orman, for joining me. We also want to thank Kyle Langland, Cody Goforth, all of our amazing friends, Elijah Leonard, Sean Art, our statistician Caleb Hobbs, producer and engineer Zachary Fitzwater, Jackie Tang, Alex Hawkins, Dennis Stats Kelly, spotter Greg Wood Black, engineer producer Michael Dean, Tom Shores and Greg Rutz, our sideline engineer, Crystal Fontaine, our PCSRA expert, Seth Summer, our executive producer, and Daniel Anderson running the show for us back in our Learfield IMG College Network Studios. Final score one final time and last Saturday in Norman, in a very good win so far. It was my OU Sooners 62, Greg Rutz, and Kansas 9. OU is back after their off week this week. Until 2 weeks from today, when we recap the Turkish Grand Prix, go through the top story news, go through everything else we need to cover, and we look ahead to the Bahrain Grand Prix. This is Daniel Voles, aka PCSRA Blue Hedgehog 26, saying, Sooners win, and Boomers sooner, everybody.
PCSRA Weekly Show fans, thank you for joining us for today's episode of the PCSRA Weekly Show on the Blue Hedgehog TV. We hope to see you every Monday and Tuesday inside our PCSRA studios in War Acres, Oklahoma for more episodes of the PCSRA Weekly Show throughout the 2020 race season. This PCSRA Weekly Show broadcast has been brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecues, Harkins Theaters, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Thanks for listening to the PCSRA Weekly Show. The preceding has been a Learfield IMG College presentation on the PCSRA Sports Network. Copyright 2020 by the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues and the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association, Incorporated.